Hello, fellow Stitchers. I'm Cher Johnston. Welcome to my happy place. I'm cleaning my desk, and I had the realization that this is why it's so hard for me to get it clean, because I see little pieces of something and get inspired to do something with the little pieces, because I don't want to keep just saving little scraps of fabric. So I had this little thing on my desk, and I thought, I need to do a tab for my Christmas journal. And that's a line so that I can know where I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it in half like that. I think that will come out with the iron. Then I have some leftover pieces. I really did enjoy the wreath, making the leaves. You know what? I don't know if I want that one to go over the edge like that. But you know what I think I'm going to do this time? I think I'm just going to do a little cluster of 3 leaves like that. And maybe some little berries. Maybe. Let's start with the little leaves. Sometimes I just don't have a plan. I don't know, maybe that's obvious to all y'all, but I often don't have a plan. I'm going to tack this one on with a fishbone stitch. I think that was my favorite one that I used. And I wanted to talk about UFOs, because I was watching fishbone stitch just goes across the center line to the other side. Then I'm going to come up on the other side, like sort of across from where that one ends. And I'm going to cross over this way this time. I watch Jennifer Clouston, and she was talking about UFOs. She said she watched a video, a Jerry Bellini video, and I watch Jerry now and then, about UFOs, so I had to go and watch Jerry Bellini's video about UFOs. Because, you know, we all have them. Unfinished objects. We do all have them. And I guess in the quilting world, there's a thing going around about the 10 something, I don't remember, sorry. But you make a list of all your UFOs and then roll the dice and work on that one. You know, if the dice rolls a 7, you work on number 7 on your list. Well, I made a list one time, years ago. It wasn't just quilt projects. It wasn't just sewing projects. It was quilts and sewing projects and paintings and. I had so many different things. Yeah. And then when I moved, I used to live in a 3-bedroom house with my husband. And when we got divorced and I moved into a little tiny place, I realized that I didn't have room for all that stuff. So I decided I would save some of the crafts. And I got rid of so much stuff. Um, I think I kept jewelry making stuff because it was, beads, and because it was small. I didn't have a lot of that kind of stuff. I saved, of course, fabrics because, you know, been sewing all my life and can't imagine life without sewing. This leaf, I think I'm going to do a back stitch up the center. See, that one looks like it's missing a center. For this one, I'm going to do a back stitch up the center. Um, but yeah, I do sewing. And I have to sew. I used to have. This is actually kind of funny. I had 7 sewing machines. Um, why anyone needs that many sewing machines is just beyond me. But no, I had a serger. I had an antique one that was a treadle machine. I had a one that my mom had given my daughter that she wanted me to hang on to for her. I had a little tiny one that was like a child's little mini. Anyways, I got rid of a lot of those. Actually, I think I don't have any of them left anymore. I have a new one. I have a new old one. And I'm just doing straight stitches into the center. Just because. Um, I have an old one that's an old Singer that's very similar to the one that my mother had when I learned to sew. And I have a newer one that's a brother that I got because it had zigzags and different kind of stitches for using with junk journals. So now I only have 2 machines. Anyways, I started off talking about UFOs and then I got distracted. And that, my dear friends, is one of the reasons that I have so many UFOs. But I'm going to tell you what I think about UFOs. When I first made the list, I decided I had a lot of things that I wasn't interested in finishing. I had I think I had 4 or 5 paintings that were half done, and I just got rid of them. I may have thrown them away. I don't know. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. Um, I had what else? I don't know. I just had a bunch of stuff I just got rid of. Maybe I gave it away, donated, whatever. Just got rid of them. And then I found that I had a few I wanted to save. A few I wanted to finish, and a few that I just didn't want to get rid of, but I wasn't interested in finishing them. And I'm really grateful for my UFOs because I put away my scissors. because now I have stuff to work on. And I have I can either take them apart, I can finish them or take them apart, or like I have a English paper piecing quilt that I'm working on, that I've been working on forever. And I used some of the pieces. Oh, I forgot my glasses. I used some of the pieces in my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and I think I've used quite a few of my um, UFO pieces in my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 8, which, by the way, I haven't worked on for a while. But, oh, the eye of the needle keeps blinking. There we go. But I'm thinking I'm going to get it out again. And I was watching Rachel this morning. I was watching the playlist from the Volume 2, the Christmas Journal. And I don't know. I'm not terribly inspired by this project right now. Well, until I sat down here to try to clean my desk, and I went, oh, I could do a tab, because that's one of the things that we're doing. But I am thinking about my Volume 8 that I'm working on. And I also have a quilt that I started with just my mom's old UFO quilt blocks. And I still have that. That I could go back to. But I want to finish my Roxy's Journal first. But anyways, I did want to talk about UFOs. UFOs don't bother me. I made a list at one point because I was cleaning, and sometimes I just like making lists. So I made a list, and yeah, just because I like making lists. This time, let's do, I have, oh God. I get bored very easily, I think, she says as she switches stitches. We're going to do a fly stitch. Why? I don't know. Just because I felt like something different. So with the fly stitch, you're going to pull up this way. And then I can just go back down right at the top of that, because I already went down the center, and that sort of anchors it. I'm going to come up at the left-hand side. I go down across and on the right, and I'm going to come up in the center. But having UFOs doesn't bother me. Sometimes I think that maybe I ought to finish them and organize, just because I don't have much space here in my tiny little apartment. Sometimes I think, there's this Swedish death cleaning where you clean so that your kids won't have to go through all your stuff. Like, I think the idea is that you shouldn't hang on to a bunch of crap you're because your kids, like the good china. We never used the good china, but I had to save it because it was for my children. Well, no. And I don't have good china. Um I have Pioneer Woman stuff in my kitchen. And um and I like it. And my granddaughter likes it. And oh, what I just realized? Oh, that was silly. So these leaves are pointing this direction, like that's the end of the leaf. This one's pointing the other direction. Shh, we're not going to tell anyone. Nobody will know. Nobody else will notice. All right. So next, ow, I'm going to end this off. And I think I decided to try something different with my camera angle this time. I put my camera closer to my face so I can just look up and look through through the lens and see what you're seeing. And I sort of angled it because I noticed before that you were like straight over top. You guys don't care about that kind of thing, do you? Okay, next. I still have some Nemo thread here. And I have a couple of, I noticed that I had gold beads. Can't even see them. It's because they stuck to my finger. I have gold beads. And I have these little tiny, let's just put one right there. Right there. And we're going to use a gold bead just because it's right here. And no other reason. And I'm going to pull it really tight in there. I know there's got to be a better way to make those sort of more cup shaped. All right, now let's go up here. Let's put this the sequin on with a gold bead. Does that look okay? It does. Looks all right. And then Let's put one more gold bead because it's sitting here all alone. My daughter would say, all alone like a little toothpick. That was an inside joke with her and her friend. I didn't get it, but they thought it was the cutest thing. All alone like a little toothpick. All right, next, I want to put this along the edge. And I should have put it underneath that leaf. But it doesn't matter. It's going to come out like that on the edge. So let's get rid of this thread. Oh, wait, there's something else I wanted to do. I have a little piece. Oh, wait. There's a little pink bead. I didn't finish cleaning my desk, my table, whatever. Maybe I should have. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed myself to get distracted and just start doing other things. But I answer to no one. I can do whatever I want. Today is Saturday. And I'm going to sew this on here with just some overcast stitches. And I have some more, I have some more, of a little bit of the white silk ribbon. I'm thinking silk ribbon, maybe a silk ribbon rose. I haven't done one of those in a while. And then I could paint it red. I don't know if you guys like the painting or not. You know what? Oh, doesn't really matter. If that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. When I was teaching painting classes, a couple times I asked my students what they wanted to do. And every time I planned a class based on what my students wanted to do, I didn't have people show up. It just didn't work out. Anyways, I came up with things that I thought were cool, that I thought were really cute, and that's what worked. So that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get lots of me doing whatever the heck I want to do. And I think what I want to do with this white ribbon is a little rose. I haven't done one in a while. Starts out with a colonial knot. Make a backward C, go around this way, and then back around that way, and back down really near where I came up. and making sure not to pierce the ribbon on the back, and pull it tight, not too tight. And pull through. Then I'm going to do a fly stitch. So I'm coming up there, I'm going to go across over this way and go down and back up really, really close to the base of that knot. And then pull through. And then anchor it down. Ta-da! Let's do one more fly stitch. This time I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come up here. Yeah. All right, I don't want to pull that too tight because I want it kind of poofy. And there we go. Then I'm going to do a couple of leaves with the same ribbon, because I can just paint them a different color. And this time I am going to pierce the ribbon right there. Because roses have these leaves that are sort of five little leaflet kind of things. Oh, I have enough room here for 3. In fact, I don't even know. Not even sure I'm going to make 3. Yeah, no, let's do this. All right. This is a stupid thing that you should never do. But, you know, you do what you got to do, right? All right, now. Oh, talk about fiddly. I saw a thing where they used a safety pin to thread a needle. I wonder. Total shadow, sorry. Maybe I'll cut all this out so you don't know what stupid things I do. Ah. Well, it's not stupid because it has to have 3 little leaflet thingies. There. Now I can pull it just enough to make it look super cute. All right. Now I happen to have some green thread here left over from the other day. And I'm going to do some straight stitches. So I'm going to do 1, whoop, crap. I just did something you should never do. See what I did there? I pulled on that back thing. All right, let's do this. First, let's take this and sew it down so it doesn't move again. Oh. Just a couple little stitches. Hopefully I didn't go through to the front. I did, but it's okay. It's fine, whatever. So now I'm going to come up between those 2 stitches and I'm going to go down into this one. Then I'm going to go up over here and down into that one. And then here and in there and up here and down here, up here, that looks nice. Okay, now I want a little calyx for my little rose bud here. I don't know how this is going to look, but I'm going to put a little fly stitch in there. And it looks like it might need more stitchiness. We'll just put those really close together. And maybe one more fly stitch. There we go. Well, okay. Not great, but it's okay. Now let's do a I'm going to do a knotted stem stitch. So one stem stitch done, then now I have 2 stitches there to go through. I'm going to go through once and again, and then another stem stitch, and then through those 2 stitches and again, and then another stem stitch, and then up under those 2 stitches and again, and that's enough. Go down here. Let's go back up here because I just want to connect this to there. So it doesn't look like it's just floating around. Then I'll get my paints and come back. Okay. I think eventually I'll get better at this. Because I don't really know how much water to use and how much pigment to use. And one day I'll learn how to not spatter it all over. I think that the silk ribbon is probably easier to color than fabric. But I should have started with a lighter color so I can make it darker on the top. Let's try this. Try a little more pigment and just put it just on the top. That's okay. Oh, look what it did. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's funny. It's funny that it went through to the back fabric, but it didn't get on this. It's really wild. Okay. Now I have to find a green that's going to match. I have leaf green, and I have apple green, and I have teal green, and I have more in my pans, but I don't want to get those out. I think I'm going to try the leaf green. See? And I think I just want a little touch of color. Might be easier to do off camera, but oh, it might be easier to do if I was younger and my eyes worked better. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like it. And I don't even mind that the red went through to the back there. Let's get a little more green on this one. And let's check the back and see. Now the green didn't go through to the back. I think I had more water on the red part. Alrighty, oh, I like it. Now I want some white beads in there. Now the Inktense pencils, if this was watercolor, I could leave that in there and let it dry and then put water in again and activate it, and it would still work. Inktense doesn't work like that because they're ink and not watercolor paint. So that's one of the differences. And I think, my lovelies, I think that's my video for today. If you're still with me, drop me a comment, say hello, hit the hype button. That will be available for 7 days. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Thanks for watching. Bye.